I'm Karen with APQS, and I'm here at the 50th Anniversary Quilt Festival with Eva Ellison and Tammy
Morris.
Tammy Morris, and they are the makers of the 50th Anniversary Quilt. Can you guys tell me about the quilt?
Do you want to tell her about the name of the quilt?
The name of the quilt is a 1915 variation of a goose in the pond, and it's patterned after antique quilt found and sold on Etsy.
Very cool. So tell me about how the process, like how did you enter this contest, or how was your quilt chosen for this honor?
Go ahead, Tammy.
Well, a good friend of mine, Kendra, told me about the all call, and I thought, I'll never be in the International Quilt Festival, but I sure want to be in that all call. So I started looking at red, white, and blue, and I found that antique quilt. I drafted it and then patterned it and made a few little changes to it. And when I got it all finished, it looked good, but it needed something.
Okay, I think I feel like I understand where you're going with that comment. So you were the piecer of the quilt, and Eva was the quilter of the quilt, right?
Yep.
Eva was the quilter.
All right, so you handed off the quilt to Eva. Do you guys have a long history of working together, or
We had
how did you
never
find
met.
each other?
I've
We
never
had
met.
never met, and I actually did call several, at least 3 different people that do custom quilting and never got called back. And I said, what am I going to do? And my husband had seen her shop close to where a fabric store that we go to, and he said, let's just go in there. So she wasn't there, but there were people there, and I did get to see all her work on the wall, and I thought, I like it. I like her work.
So that's awesome. So this is a first collaboration between the two of you.
Yep.
Do you think it'll be the last?
No, I think she'll come
I
back.
hope not.
Awesome.
I think she'll be back.
That's awesome. What do you want to tell us about
So,
the quilting part?
Tammy and her husband came into our store in Old Town Spring and showed me this quilt. So we kind of discussed what she wants, kind of some likes, some dislikes. She said it was for show, but not to be jurred for a show. So I price things differently, right?
Sure.
So then I take a picture of her quilt. We've got her quilt in the store. So I take a picture. I start designing using my Procreate app on my iPad. I always give my customers like 3 different design choices, but I always have what I think is the best design choice. So then I text that to Tammy or email it to my customer. She chose the best design, which was this.
Just by accident.
So and in designing it, everything is free motion except for the stems or the stems on the feathers. Those are all done using our QuiltCAD software with QuiltPath. I use my APQS Lucy and QuiltPath to make the stems. So those are all placed perfectly. And then I did free motion filler work, McTavishing, ruler work, and just really had fun with it. But yeah, I used Quilter's Dream poly puff batting to make the feathers really stand out with the tight filler behind it. So it's a lot of work, but look at it.
It's gorgeous.
It's
It's
beautiful.
absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful.
I knew that I wanted all the white to look like it was one space. And so when she came up with a feather design, it was no question that it had to be the feathers, because it accomplished making it look like all of it's background, all the white is background.
I love that you pointed that out, and it's so true. And feathers, they're classic, and it's a beautiful way to accentuate that space. Very good job. And I like the balance personally of the feathers, the flowing feathers, and the tighter background fills, but also the lines.
Well, I kept thinking of Goose in a pond. And I'm like, well, geese have feathers, so we're going to throw some goose feathers out there.
Yeah.
Going toward the center of the pond with more feathers. So that was kind of fun. And some were just happy accidents. Tammy and her husband came in, and I just started drawing with plexiglass over the quilt a circle, and I thought, oh wait, I have those rulers. So was able to make that. That was
that kind of come
just to see
about.
that process come
And
alive at the
We
store.
both knew immediately,
Yeah.
didn't we? We
Yeah,
knew
I was like,
immediately.
oh
This
wow,
is it. This
that
is
was a
it.
happy accident.
Yes, yes.
So we had fun working on designing it, and I had a lot of fun quilting it. So
Very
we were
cool.
overjoyed when we heard from Quilts Incorporated that we won the signature quilt for the 50th anniversary. We just cried. We felt like we won the Oscars. She called,
Well,
and
it's
we
an
were just bawling.
amazing honor.
I had to calm down a little bit before I could call. Yes, I finally said, "Are you sitting down?"
I can't imagine. I'm sure it was amazing.
It was a lot of fun. It was a fun
Very cool.
summer.
It was fun.
So-
Anything else you want to add? Information about your collaboration or the quilt or your next projects?
Well, she would have to tell me about her next project. So I don't know what's coming up for her, but yeah, very, very proud of this one. Really, it was meant to be. That's just all
wonderful.
I can say. It was
Yeah,
meant to
it
be,
was
right?
meant to be. We did
We
good.
We
didn't
did real good. It was a
Well,
pleasure.
congratulations to both of you, and
Thank you.
thousands of people are going to be able to enjoy this quilt here in person, but also in print, in the magazine,
Yeah.
on the website, and everything.
It's going to be at shows for the next 2
I
years.
feel privileged to
Yeah.
know you.
Aw, thank you,
And
Karen.
it's fantastic to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.